Hey guys, just making a quick video on RV pump, and I ran into this question of how do you prime the pump, because I thought it was a problem with the priming on an RV pump. This one's a tent trailer I'm in, and it's simple stuff. It's just pump is there. It's got water pumps to your system anyway. Most RV pumps, they're all the same pretty much. If it's not a diaphragm pump, then you might have to prime your pump, but in my case this is a self-priming pump. It's a diaphragm pump. It's not a turbine style pump in there. What it is just vibration that gets these little rubbers in there to move back and forth real fast, and it sucks the water through. Pretty neat system. But anyway, on this one, person was telling me about they weren't getting water pumping, and the pump was on. Pump was working. So I checked it out, and with priming, the pump will still work, but you have to pull off the intake side and prime with water somehow. What I did was I just connected a hose while it was connected here. I disconnected this and just ran a hose to that, and then held the hose up in the air, filled it with water, and got it to start pumping this pump, the old pump. But found that it wouldn't prime itself. It was because they're a self-priming pump. What I did was I found out that just because the pump was working, wasn't strong enough or wasn't spinning strong enough to actually do a self-prime on its own. And so what I did was I just replaced the pump, got a new pump, and any type of diaphragm style pump, as long as they are the same water flow. You could go Tim the Toolman Taylor style and put in a big kick-ass pump if you want. But anyway, same pump, 12-volt pump. This one was, I believe, 2.8 gallons per minute. This one is 3 gallons per minute, a little stronger, but works the same. But yeah, diaphragm pump is a self-priming pump. You should not have to prime it. And if you're looking at priming videos on these things, you're looking at doing the wrong thing, because you're going to constantly, unless you hooked up your own T-valve and whatever system you make for priming, and you prime it every time you use it, that works too. But simple replacement of the pump motor should fix this problem. If it's your pump motor, unless your system is plugged or something like that, check that out too. But in this case, it was just a pump replacement. It wasn't the screens weren't plugged or nothing, because what you could do is just pull off the hoses and suck the air out of them, or push. This one's the outlet, so that what you'll do is you'll pull off the hose and you'll blow on it to see if you're getting no restrictions there. You'll suck on this side on the inlet pump just to see if you're getting water, if you have some sort of suction thing to suction it out. Or like I said, you could put on a T-valve or something, some sort of system here to actually prime the system. Again, I said I primed this pump. It was working. It will work with a prime. It still pumps water, not as strong though. So I just, for me, it was like, well, it had to be in the pump. So sure enough, I changed the pump. This is a self-priming pump. It's a diaphragm pump. It'll suck the water regardless whether or not your pump's below the tank or not. This one's working fine now. Everything's working fine. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. As soon as you turn it on, it starts to do its own prime like that, and it primes itself. So yeah, if you're finding that your pump isn't pumping water in your RV and you think that it has to be primed, if it's a diaphragm pump, no, it should just prime itself. So make sure you check out, make sure you're getting strong water flow on your pump. And if you want to take it all apart like I did, and I tested everything, went through all the trouble, I said no, I'll just get a new pump, and replaced it. It was easy replacement. Just replaced the wires and whatnot, cut them off and moretted them. It was a simple replacement. It just unscrewed, and then these just unscrewed by hand. Took them off, and then took everything apart, bought my own brass connections, and then connected it all together, made sure it wasn't leaking, It's simple stuff. I wish I could have showed you how I did that, but it's like everything just unbolts and bolts together, or unscrews, or whatever you want to talk. I did put Teflon tape on just to make sure it wouldn't leak again, and put it all back together the same. Like if you look at it when you're looking at it from the old system, just copy the old system, take a picture of it, and then copy the old system, and it's simple stuff on how to put it back together. The new pump didn't come with these. It was just actually cut off, and you had to get males because you had female ends like that, as you could see. Then I just bought the brass connectors. These ones were 1/2 inch, and then this was on the old pump. I put this back on. It's just a screen, and then re-screwed everything back together. And yeah, again, I just put the wires to the exact same spot as the old wires, and it works fine. It's a 12-volt pump again, and then just screwed it down and good to go. But yeah, that's on an RV pump, and this one's a tent trailer, as you could see. But on most RVs, most pumps are the same. They're diaphragm pumps, and then they mostly all work the same if it's not a complex system. This is a simple system, but yeah, anyway, that's it. No priming required. Replace your pump. If anything, put in a new one if it's not pumping right, or you don't have no restrictions. Check for restrictions and go from there. But yeah, on mine it was the pump replacement. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.